The movie Jungle Cruise is a story about a mysterious curse dating back for centuries and a powerful tree that can heal anything. It begins by leisurely copying the exposition narration. From The Lord of the Rings, the exposition guy talks about the Tears of the Moon, a legendary tree in the Amazon jungle whose petals can cure any illness and break any curse several hundred years ago. Some conquistador have led by a man named Dun a good day came looking for the tree because nothing drives these colonists like the promise of power but a good way, and his men struggle to survive in the forest. Thankfully they were found by the guardians of the tree who saved them. Agira is happy to be saved and he thanks the locals by doing what every European did back then, burning the village. Typical. What a lovely gift, all because he wants the secret arrowhead that can find the Tears of the Moon, but the jungle is magical and it takes Aguirre and his men now on the now 1916. During the First World War, Dr. Lily Houghton has asked the scholars for the secret arrowhead which has now been brought from the Amazons. She wants to cure all illness in the world using the Tears of the Moon, but the scholars do not believe her, so Lily takes matters into her own hands and breaks into the archives by wearing a me and jungle uniform. Oh, the things one must do for science. He finally finds the sacred arrowhead and old bucks and takes it just in time because a German prince named Prince Joachim is also looking for it. Is definitely the bad guy. His rich is German and he has a bad guy mustache, so obvious. Joachim MS looking for the Tears of the Moon to use it for the German Empire. They discover Lily, but she causes the scene and tries to escape as Jack Sparrow does. She is just about to fall. Just then Lily's brother McGregor stops the bus, allowing Lily to land safely with the sacred arrowhead. Lily and McGregor decide to go to the deadly Amazon, and it's still not as terrible as Jeff Bezos' Amazon in the river. There was a boat captained by a beloved wrestler who's acting in big projects these days. That his name is John. Nah, just kidding, it's just Dwayne The Rock Johnson, acting as the same character as always while pretending to be in a different story here. His name is Frank and he's a reckless boat skipper, but his real crime must be the terrible dad jokes only two can play. Upon returning to land, Frank's boss Nilo takes his boat's keys because Frank is not paid back some borrowed money, so Frank breaks, and in the Lowe's office he comes across Lily, who's also looking for Nilo. Lily mistakenly thinks that Frank is the Lowe and she asks for his help in her journey. She even shows him the original map that Donna Gear, personal cartographer, made 400 years ago, but Frank says that it's too dangerous and declines it, but Lily offers 20,000 for the journey move. The smell of money is too strong and Frank agrees. Unfortunately McGregor arrives with Nilo. Just then Lily gets angry at Frank, but just then Frank sees the sacred arrowhead and he immediately agrees to take her for a low price. Suddenly a jaguar enters the bar, just convenient enough for the hero to show his abilities. Frank wrestled the jaguar with his bare hands because why not? Lily's impressed by him and chooses his services. Unknown to her, Frank has a pet jaguar named Proxima. Yes, Proximal was only pretending to attack them so Frank could show off. The next day they prepare to leave, but our typical German villain Joachim is following close behind, and he has a frigging submarine with the fricking Gatling gun, so he starts shooting at the boat. When that is not enough, Joachim shoots a torpedo at them, but Frank goes up a ramp and avoids the torpedo, which explodes in a nearby shed. As for Joachim's submarine, a random anchor gets caught in its propeller. With the power of plot armor, the submarine crashes into the harbor and Franken his group continue on their journey. On the way, Frank tells his famous dad jokes. Lily hates them like any normal person, but McGregor loves them. That night Frank feeds Lily, he and McGregor a luxurious dinner of piranha advertising. Later Lily tells Frank about the Tears of the Moon which she wants to use to heal everyone in the world, but Frank is cynical of the whole math. Suddenly they hear a loud noise. Proximate chases McGregor out. On December, Lily realizes that Frank faked his fight earlier and she's disappointed with them elsewhere. Joachim and his men go to the place where Donna Geary and his men were punished for trying to steal the sacred arrowhead. To release them they need river water. Job with him tells them to help him find the sacred arrowhead. In exchange he will free them. When they agree, Joachim brings lots of river water there. All the cursed men come back alive by turning the creatures like bees and snakes. The next day Frank and his team have to go through some dangerous rapid waters. Frank navigated well until they come to a waterfall. Of course there's a waterfall, our original, and no matter how dangerous the waterfall is, that they still manage to Survive it some BS. They stop on the shore the chops and wood where Frank impresses McGregor by revealing that he knows Latin. McGregor also hints that he is gay when his friends and family turned their backs on him. Lily stood by him and supported them. Meanwhile really breaks into a room. There she sees clippings of vehicles and very old drawings including the secret arrowhead, so she demands the know why he knows about it. Frank reveals that a long time ago he also came looking for the tears of the moon, but now he's given up. He shows lots of maps that were made by Donaiga Gear cartographer. Meanwhile on December, McGregor is shot by a tranquilizer when Lily and Frank come out. They check their head as well by members of the Pupa Matuna tribe. The tribesmen take them back to their village. Frank talks to the leader trader Sam, who agrees to let them go. In return they demand the arrowhead back, but Lily breaks free from Barnes and attacks the program Atuna, but they turn out to be working with Frank the skim tourists. Lily and McGregor angrily punch him. Later traitor Sam translates the engraving on the arrow hair. She says that the tears of the moon will only bloom during the blood moon, and conveniently the blood moon is in 2 days. They also have to fix a broken heart to make the tree bloom. That night the cursed conquistador has attacked the village with the powers of the jungle. Donaiga appears in front of Frank and Lily, and he has snake powers. Some have powers of beehives and some have powers of the swamp and toads. The bee dude manages to take the arrowhead and give it to a giveaway who leaves. Frank follow them, but Agira stabs him, but Frank takes the arrow and throws it back to Lily. Then he falls into the river. Ouch, that's gotta hurt. Lily, McGregor and trader Sam escape into the forest, but McGregor breaks his leg. The cursed men follow the arrow, but they are too far from the river and the jungle takes them back since they can't function far from the river. They send bees to tell Prince Joey Kim. The next morning Lily finds Frank safe and alive. He's alive even with the sword through his chest. Frank reveals that his real name is Francisco Lopez de Heredia and he is around 400 years old. Everyone is shocked to hear this except trader Sam. She knew his truth. Lily removed the sword from Frank's chest. Just gotta say, Johnny Depp did it first and he did it better. Lily asked McGregor to stay back with the program Atuna tribe because he is injured. Meanwhile the magical bees reach Prince Joachim and tell him where they last saw the arrowhead. That back to the boat. Lily manages to patch up Frank. Then Frank tells his story. Donaiga, his daughter, had fallen very sick, so Geary had promised her that he would bring back the tears of the moon to heal her. So all villains started this journey with good intentions. That sad Frank came with Geary on the expedition. He was the man who drew all the maps including the one Lily her. Over time the men started to die, but the program Atuna used the tears of the moon to save them. When Geary asked them to give him some to save his daughter, the chief refused, saying that Agira was not worthy, so Agree stabbed the chief while his men attacked the villagers. When the chief's daughter took the arrowhead, Agiri went after her, but Frank stopped Agiri because what Gear he was doing wrong. In turn Agir he stabs him while the chief's daughter ran away with the era. The chief himself put a curse on Agiri and his men. They could never go far away from the river. The jungle would always take them back. Over time Agiri and Frank fought several times. One day Frank trapped them in a cave far from the river. When the jungle tried to take them back, they were trapped in the cave. Frank says that over time he built a town where he made many friends, but they always died away. While he stayed immortal, he was always lonely. Then he decided to search for the tears of the moon, but he gave up on that. Says he always had to stay near the river. He became a boat captain. Meanwhile traitor Sam and McGregor are riding a canoe when Prince Joachim catches them. Joachim takes McGregor and threatens to kill the Pupa Matuna of people if he doesn't tell them where Lily his head is, so McGregor tells him where. Immediately after Joachim kills the bees because he does not want to give way to know the location. In Frank finally reached the location. There was a lever underwater, but Frank is too large to go through, so Lily has to do the job. They go down, but Lily gets trapped, so Frank gives her oxygen mouth to mouth. Lily goes to pull the lever while Frankie gets attacked by vicious piranha, but Lily manages to open the lever and the waters starts draining. She also starts drowning. Thankfully Frank saves her on time. They recover and they are amazed to see a hidden temple. Lily is happy for Frank and says that he can come to London after all of this, but Frank tells her that he plans to permanently rest after all of this. Just then they see that Joachim and his submarine have also arrived. They immediately take Lillian Frank, captive unknown to any wannabe, has escaped. Joachim takes the arrow and reveals that he plans to use it for Germany and also become an immortal king. They all enter the temple on Frank's boat. But the tree is dead and turned to dirt. Joachim demands they know how to make the tree blue. Frank and Lily agree to do it in exchange for one petal. Frank and Lily remember that they need to fix a broken heart. They realize that the arrow is actually a heart and it's not broken, so they break it inside as a glowing gem. They put the ruby in the heart and their rightful place is just as the blood moon appear. The tree blooms completely with tears of the moon while everyone is distracted. Lily takes the gun and shoots Frank, who falls. Joe, a chemist, smiles thinking that is one while he and some men go to pick the petals. Freak attacks the men remaining on the boat. Then Lily pushes a man and goes to the branch. The moon is fading and the tree is dying again. Not sure of the moon move that fast, but okay, but she manages to pluck just one petal on time. However, she falls when the rotten branch breaks as she holds on. Joachim comes and demands it from her, but Lily drops a differing and forcefully grabs your comes handy get back on top while Joachim is hanging a Geary and his men come and attack him. Then they go after Frank for the petal, which he is wrapped in a piece of cloth. Frank drops off McGregor and Proximate, telling them that he loves Lily. Then he leads the conch east the doors away, sailing straight towards the gate. The conquistadors try to fight him, but he high to them all back. Meanwhile, Joachim attacks Lily and McGregor, but McGregor beats Joachim back in. Some rocks crush him to death. McGregor tells Lily that Frank told her that he loves her. Then it is revealed that he gave the petal to McGregor. Just then the boat crashes and blocks the river. The entire place dries up, so the jungle pulls them back. Since there is no way out, they are all cursed and to stone again. This time Frank is also with them. Lily comes up to him and put the petal in his mouth. It disappears and does nothing. Looks like it didn't work. Guys, her just kidding. Of course it worked. What else did you exp? Back from a commercial movie, Lily runs back to him full of happiness and relief. Love is in the air and so they kiss. Frank says that his wound hurts, revealing that he is no longer immortal. Just then they see another petal blooming in the moonlight. They all go back to England. There Frank finally gets to ride the car. That it now the movie is end. Thanks for watching this movie. Please subscribe and support me.